Welcome back. This week, we discussed the bonkers, amazing, and completely fun classic Roadhouse. So, this was a movie. It was absolutely not boring at any point. It certainly did not win any Oscars. It was nominated for 5 Razzies, didn't win any of them. But throughout the episode, we both wondered about how much property damage, from the Double Deuce itself to the residential property damage in and around Jasper. We wondered how many fights occurred. We wondered what the whole Bigfoot situation was, how you can destroy an entire dealership with nary a response from the police. So I took it upon myself to find out how much carnage, the glass breakage, the pool cue damage, the just everything that existed within the Roadhouse universe. So here are just some of the facts that I uncovered. Okay, we're just going to start with the best one. There was exactly 1 jugular extraction. Now, the body count in the canonical timeline of this movie was 8. There were 4 punches into tables, with only 1 head smashed into said table. You want to guess how many face punches there were? 55. Yes, 55 face punches. That does not include face kicks, of which there were 12. There were 7 pool cue strikes. So again, those poor pool cues. There were 9 kicks to the leg, 26 stomach punches, 24 kicks to the chest, 5 knives were pulled with 4 stabbings, and twice in Roadhouse, someone was picked up and given one last punch before being allowed to fall to the floor. Now, I was not able to find a definitive answer to this, but it is a toss-up, and you let us know. It's a toss-up who used more hairspray in the movie, Patrick Swayze or Kelly Lynch. But the result of all of this carnage was fantastic. It made a completely bonkers, fun, wonderful movie. In an interview, Marshall Teague, who was Jimmy, recalls that him and Patrick Swayze were talking about how real they wanted to make the violence and fights in this movie. Swayze basically proposed, hey, let's not cheat the audience. Let's just rock and roll and go balls to the wall. Teague agreed, and because of that, what we see on screen is legitimate fighting. And because of that, Patrick suffered 2 broken ribs and needed 2.5 ounces of fluid drained from his left knee from that climactic final fight scene. Now, that fight scene was 70 takes and took place over 5 days. Now, on to Bigfoot. The monster truck that drives through the Ford dealership is in fact a Bigfoot. It is Bigfoot 7, and in the movie it was driven by former Bigfoot Vice President Jim Cramer. Now, that beast cost $500,000, and that whole thing, that entire Ford dealership scene was done in 1 take. I mean, it would have had to have taken only 1 shot, because you cannot exactly reset the scene once Bigfoot has run rampant through a Ford dealership and into and onto a showroom. Now, we talked about the possibility of a Brad Wesley Day, wherein the town folk would celebrate the fact that Brad Wesley is no longer a menace to the town. There's going to be something to commemorate that Brad Wesley no longer terrifies the town. And I say this because the character of Brad Wesley was inspired by real-life SOB Ken Rex McElroy, also known as the Skidmore Town Bully. Now, this is a man who, like Brad Wesley, was killed in front of dozens of people, yet no one saw a thing. He is not a good guy at all. And then finally, the double deuce. Now, producer Joel Silver thought the set of the double deuce looked too nice, too clean, too professional, too swanky. So he ordered the crew to just tear it up, to just go to town on this place so it would look like the dive bar that we see in the film. Did they have a couple of pre-production fights? I'm sure they did, but we'll never know. Roadhouse employed 50 stuntmen, mostly for the bar brawls. There were 9 major fights throughout this movie, each of them being unique. And I'll tell you what, pain don't hurt. So go ahead and give that subscribe button a roundhouse kick so you never miss any of our action and episode related content. We appreciate our listeners. We appreciate our viewers. We absolutely hope that you enjoy Roadhouse as much as we enjoyed creating it. It was certainly a very fun episode to create. Coming up next is Troop Beverly Hills, and we are so excited because our very first Summer Lovin' kicks off June 1st. What movie would we be talking about if we're talking about Summer Lovin'? Grease. So you're not going to want to miss any of it, so go ahead and be sure to follow us. Like us, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on YouTube, of course. Thank you again. We look forward to bringing you more content, and we'll see you soon.